by the Government of India in its quest for the elusive ideal of good governance. The legal form of the proposal was the Aadhaar, Targeted Delivery of Financial and Other Subsidies, Benefits and Services, Act, 2016. The Act, the constitutional validity of which was challenged by several individuals and organizations. One of the chief challenges to the Act was that it violated a fundamental right to privacy of Indian citizens. But the Aadhaar scheme was one of the most ambitious projects of the Government of India, launched with the sole purpose of empowering the marginalized section of the society. It was initiated as a scheme to provide a unique identification number for every citizen in India. This scheme gave way to many privacy rights battles. The question of dignity, informational self-determination and consent formed the basis for the privacy rights claims surrounding the Aadhaar scheme. On the historic day of 26 September 2018, a 5-judge bench upheld the validity of Aadhaar Act, but struck down many provisions, leading to severe reduction in the functional character of law. Aadhaar Act, to be constitutional, had struck down provisions such as Section 33(2), as well as Section 57, the question of possible state surveillance, as well as possibility of data breach and exclusion of citizen from government services and schemes were mitigated on the basis of that fact that UPSC has claimed the system to be largely foolproof. Threshold of right to privacy and constitutional principles of proportionality as well as dignity requirements were attenuated, while upholding the constitutional validity of the Aadhaar Act as reasonable restriction. But in the majority decision, the requirement of right of autonomy and right of choice is not protected by upholding the Aadhaar Act. The requirement of Aadhaar for availing government schemes and benefits, as well as linking of Aadhaar to the PAN card allowed by the Supreme Court majority decision, does not provide any convincing constitutional rationale. Even the minimal exclusion of beneficiaries of government schemes due to lack of Aadhaar or authentication problem could lead to violation of dignity protection as required by the Constitution, even though the majority has struck down the Section 33(2) as well as the Section 57. The larger rationale of upholding the Aadhaar Act to be constitutional fails to meet the test of reasonable objective and reasonable means to impinge upon the right to privacy. The Aadhaar decision clearly rules out the possibility of private entities using the authentication mechanism. It also sends a clear message that the right to privacy will now be an important entity for any further legislative action. Decision direction expands expression. The case expands freedom of expression by recognizing privacy as an independently enforceable right, as opposed to a right that is available only as far as it impacts constitutionally guaranteed freedom.